I desire intimate relationship like we had back in Eden. No one takes my life. I give it for your freedom. And I can see how you are all hopelessly running. I can't take it anymore. Behold, I'm coming. I have eagerly desired to have the Seder before I suffer. He took the bread and he broke it. This is my body I offer. And this cup is the new covenant. It's sealed in my blood. I lay my life down. It's the perfect example of love. But woe to him who betrays the Son of Man. He's seated at this table. I can see his own hand. No, not me, Master. I would never sneak. Yes, even you, Peter, Satan seeks to sift as wheat. But I have prayed for you, that your faith may not fail. So when you've turned back, strengthen your brothers as well. Reaching the Mount of Olives, he knelt down and he prayed. Not my will, Father, yours be done today. Then he rose from praying and went back to the disciples. He found them all asleep, exhausted from the sorrow. Why are you still sleeping? Get up and pray. The hour has come. I'm about to be betrayed. A crowd of people approach. Judas, what is this? Are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? There was no turning back now. He had to have us, that's for sure. So he looked him in his face and said, friend, do what you have came for. The men stepped forward, arrested and then seized him. Wait, ain't no way you taking my boy Jesus. Peter flips out. He pulls his shank out, struck the servant of the high priest. His ear hit the ground. Jesus proceeded to put his ear back on his head. Things must go down just as the prophets have said. See, Jesus knew his heart, so he approached it from an angle. Like, that was nice, but thank you, dog. I got legions of angels. You see, the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men, be crucified, and on the third day be raised to live again. So they led Jesus away to the high priest's house. It was a mock trial, and what they did was foul. They took a blindfold and they covered up his eyes, began to stomp him out and prophesy as what they cried. Jesus never backed down, and he showed no fear. I could see him laughing as they gripped their shirts with intent to tear. They took Jesus to Pilate to have his fate be decided. He could see no wrong, but the crowd became violent. There was another named Barabbas, imprisoned for insurrection in the city, a twisted criminal. He murdered and he killed without pity. And so the two prisoners stood before the crowd. Time slows down and the hearts of men are revealed. Pilate shouts, choose you this day which one you would have freed and their judgment repealed. Wanting to release him, Pilate asked again, yet the crowds kept shouting, crucify, crucify him. For the third time, he said, what crimes has he committed? I find no grounds for the crucifixion to be submitted. So I will have him punished, and then I'll have him released. But the crowds shouted even louder, give us Barabbas, without cease. Well, their shouts prevailed, and Pilate, he gave in. He washed his hands, and Jesus was sentenced to crucifixion. What's crazy to me is they cried out to release the murderer. Tell me, have you ever heard of a greater tragedy than this? Their hearts cried for Barabbas. How strange this madness and how deep this sadness. Our hearts prone to wander and cry out for Barabbas. A man of no sin, we condemn to death. Jesus stood for truth, even to his last breath. Standing like a shackled sheep amidst a pack of wolves, ready to endure the suffering for the sake of our souls. My man used to roll deep, but now he stands alone, getting the beat down of his life, and he did nothing wrong. And so hope hung on a tree between two thieves. The first began to mock, but one of them seized. Jesus, remember me when you enter your kingdom, the thief cried. I tell you the truth. Today you'll be with me in paradise, he replied. And in the last hour of his test, he said with his last and final breath, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. The shepherd lays down his life for his sheep, and this is what I choose. Well, death gets to laughing because he thinks he's won. But in the distance, there's a light shining brighter than the sun. What is this? The heavens and earth gaze in anticipation. It's a divine procession. Grasp the revelation. No, wait. Can it be? Look into the heavens. Look. Can you see? Walking through the pearly gates, smile on his face. It's the return of the Redeemer, the risen King of grace. And all of heaven cheers for the victorious soldier, Jesus Christ the gangster, brushing off his shoulders. And behold, in the heavens they sang a new song, worthy, worthy is the Lamb who is seated on the throne, and worthy is he to take and break the seal on the scrolls to begin the next phase of bringing us all home. Alas, love is won, freedom for the saints. There'll be a wedding soon, and all of heaven awaits. He intercedes for our salvation. He longs for intimate relation, and now Jesus prays on his knees. For us, he truly intercedes. He cries and he pleads as deep cries to deep. It's plain for all of heaven and earth to see. Jesus Christ's love, its depth, width, height, and its reach. As I look through the story, it all becomes clearer. Flipping through the pages, they slowly become mirrors. It was me in that crowd, and it was me who shouted. I was the thief. It was me who mocked, and it was me who doubted. I was Barabbas, guilty on all counts and bound in my chains. And that's just it. That's exactly why Jesus came, so that I would be set free from my guilt, my doubt, my pain, and my shame. He desired to have an intimate relationship like we had back in Eden. No one took his life. He gave it for my freedom. He could see how I was all hopelessly running. He couldn't take it anymore, and he said, Joshua, I'm coming.